हरि ओम। श्री गणेशाय नमः। ऐं सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। सुनहु भरत भावी प्रबल बिलगी कहे हो मुनिनाथ। हानि लाभु जीवन मरणु जस अपजस विधि हाथ। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 अस विचार के ही देह दोषु व्यर्थ काहि पर कीजिए रोसु। तात विचारु करहु मन माही। सोच जा जो सुदशरथु द्रुप नाही। सोचिय विप्र जो वेद बिहाना। तजि निज धर्म विषय लय लीना। सोचिय नृपति जो नीति न जाना। चहि न प्रजा प्रिय प्राण समाना। सोचिय व्यय सुकृपन धनवानु। जो न अतिथि शिव भगति सुजानु। सोचिय शूद्र विप्र अबमानी। मुखरुमान प्रिय ज्ञान गुमानी। सोचिय पुनिपति वंचक नारी। कुटिल कलह प्रिय इच्छाचारी। सोचिय बटु निज व्रत परिहारी। जो नहीं गुर आयसु अनुहरई। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। सोचिय गृहि जो मोह बस। करहि करम पत त्याग राम। करहि कमर पथ त्याग। सोचिय जति प्रपंचरत। विगत विवेक विचार सिया। पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। बैखानस सो जय जोगु। तप बिहाई जहि भावई भोगु। सोचियपि सुन अकारण क्रोधी। जननी जनक गुर बंधु विरोधी, सब विधि सोचिय पर अककारी, निज तन पोषक निर्दय भारी, सोचनीय सब ही विधि सोई, जो न चढ़ी छलु हरिजन होई, सोचनीय नहीं कोल कोसल राऊ, सोचनीय नहीं कोसल राऊ, भुवन चारि दस प्रगट प्रभाऊ, भयो न आई न अब होनै हारा, भूप भरत जस पेतु तुम्हारा, विधि हरि हरऊ सुरपति दसी सनाथा, बरनाही सब दशरथ गुण गाथा, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, कहु तात कही भांति को, करहि बड़ाई तासु, राम लखन तुम शत्रुघ्न, सरिस सुवन सुचि जासु सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। सब प्रकार भूपति बड़ भागी, बादि विषादु करिय देहि लागी, एहु सुनि समुझि सोचु परिहरऊ, सिर धरि राज रजा यस करहु, रायु राजपदु तुम कहु दीन्हा, पिता बचन फुर चाहिय कीन्हा, तजय राम जय बचन ही लाली, तनु परिहरे राम बिरहागी, द्रुपहि बचन प्रिय नहीं प्रिय प्राणा, करहु तात पितु बचन प्रवाना, करहु शीस धरि भूप रजाई, हय तुम कहाँ सब भांति भलाई, परशुराम पितु आज्ञा राखी, मारी मातु लोक सब साखी, तनय जाति जौ बनु दयऊ, पितु अगाय अघ अजसु न भयऊ, श्री राम जय जय राम, 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 श्री राम जय श्री राम जय श्री राम जय जय राम। अनुचित उचित विचारु तजी, जे पालहि पितु पैन, ते भाजन सुख सुजस के, बसहियम रपति ऐन सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। अवसि नरेश बचन पुर करहु, पालहु प्रजा शोक पहिरि हरहु। सुरपुर नृप पाए परितोषु, तुम कह सुकृत सुजसु नहीं दोषु। वेद विहित सम्मत सबही का, जेहि पेतु देहि सो पावहि टीका। करहु राजु परिहरहु गलानी, मानहु मोर बचन हित जानी। सुनि सुख लहब राम वै देहि, अनुचित कहब न पंडित केहि। कौसल्यादि सकल महतारी, तेहु प्रजा सुख होए सुखारी। परम तुम्हार राम कर जानहि, सो सब विधि तुम सन भल मानहि। सौंपेहु राम के आए, सेवा करेहु स्नेह सुहाए। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। की जय गुरु आय सुअवसी, कहि सचिव कर जो। रघुपति आए उचित जस, दस तब करब बहुरी सिया। पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। कौसल्या धरि धीरज कहि, पूत पत्य गुर आए सुअहि। सो आदर्य करिया हित मानी, तजय विषादु काल कति जानी। बन रघुपति सुरपुर नर नाहु, तुम एहि भांति तात कदराहु। परिजन प्रजा सचिव सब अम्बा, परिजन प्रजा सचिव सब अम्बा। तुम ही सुत सब कहूँ अवलंबा, लखी विधि पान काल कठिनाई। धीरज धरहु मात बलि जाई, सिर धरि गुर आयसु अनुसरहु। प्रजपालि पुरजन दुख हरहु, गुर के वचन सचिव अभिनंदनु। सुने भरत हित जनु चंदनु, सुनि बहोर मातु मृदवानी। शील स्नेह सरल रस सानी, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। सानी सरल रस मातु वाणी, सुनि भरतु व्याकुल भये, लोचन सरोरुह स्रवत सिंचत, बिरह उर अंकुर नये, सोदसा देखत समय ते बिसरी, सबहि सुधि देह की तुलसी सराहत, सकल सादर शिव सहज स्नेह की। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। भरतु कमल कर जोरी, धीर धुरंदर धीर धरी, बचन अमिय जनु बोरी, देत उचित उतर सबही। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। मोहि उपदेशु दीन गुरुनि का, प्रजा सचिव संवत सबकी का, मातु उचित धरियाय सुदीना, अवसि शीस धरि छाहो कीन्हा। गुरु पितु मात स्वामी हितवाणी, सुनि मनु मुदित करिय भल जानी, उचित की अनुचित किए विचारु, धर्म जाई सिरुपात कभारु। तुम तो देहु सरल सिख सोई, जो आचरत मोर भलु होई। यद्यपि यह समुझत हउनी के, तदपि होत परितोषु न जी के। अब तुम विनय मोर सुन लेहु, मोहि अनुहरत सिखावनु देहु। उत्तर देयु क्षमब अपराधु, दुखित दोष गुण गणहीन साधु। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। पितु सुरपुर सिय राम बन, करण कहु मोहि राजु राम, कहु मोरे मोरे राज। एहि ते जानहु मोर हित, के आपनु बड़ काज सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। हितु हमार सिय पति सेवकाई, सोहरि सीन मातु कुटिलाई। मैं अनुमान दीख मन माही, आन उपाय मोर हित नाही। शोक समाज राज के लेखे, लखन राम सिय पद बिनु देखे। बादी बसन बिनु भूषण भारू, बादी बिरति बिनु ब्रह्म विचारू, सरुज शरीर बादी बहु भोगा, बिनु हरि भगति जाय जप जोगा, जाय जीव बिनु देह सुहाए, बादी मोर सब बिनु रघुराई, जाऊं राम भई आय सुदेहु, एक ही आँख मोर हित एहू, मोहि नृपु करि भल आपन चहु, सोच सो स्नेह जड़ता बस कहूँ, श्री राम जय 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 रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, कई कई सुई कुटिला मनी, राम विमुख कतलाजू, तुम चाहत सुख मोह बस, मोहि से अधम के राजसिया, पर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, रघुपति राघव राजा रामा, कहो साचु सब सुनि पति आहू, चाहिए धर्मशील नर नाम, मोहि राजु हटि देहु जबहि, रसा रसातल जाय तितवहि, मोहि समान को पाप निवासु, जेहि लगी सिय राम बनवासु, राव राम कहु काननु दीन्हा, बिछुरत गमनु अमरपुर कीन्हा, मैं सुख सब अनरत करहि तू, बैठ बाट सब सुनयु सचेतु, बिनु रघुबीर बिलो की आवासु, रहे प्राण सही जग उपहासु, राम पुनीत विषय रस रूखे, लोलप भूमि भोग के भूखे, कह लगी कहो हृदय कठिनाई, निदरे कुलिस जो ही रही बढ़ाई, श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, रघुपति राघव राजा रामा। कारण ते कारजु कटना, होई दोष नहीं मो, कुलिस अस्थिते अपनते, लोह कराल कठोर सिया, वर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। कैके भवतनु अनुरागे, अघाई अभागे, जो प्रिय बिरही प्राण प्रिय लागे, देखब सुनब बनहु अब आगे। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। लखन राम सिया कहो बिनु दीन्हा, फटही अमर पुरपति हित कीन्हा, दीन विधवपन अपजसु आपू, दीनेयु प्रजहि शोक संतापू। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। मोहि दीन सुख सुजस सुराजो, कीन्ह कई कई सब कर काजू, एही ते मोर का अबनी के, तेहि पर देन कहो तुम टीका। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। कई कई जठर जनमी जग माही, यह मोहि कहा कछु अनुचित नाही, मोरी बात सब विधि बनाई, प्रजा पांच कत करहु सहाय। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। गृह ग्रहीत पुण्य बात बस, तेहि पुण्य बीच ही मार, रामा तेहि पुण्य बीच ही मार। तेहि पियाइया बारणी, कहो कौन उपचार। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय, शरणम शंकर हरि ओम, जय जय सिया राम। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। कैकेयी सुवन जोग जग जोगी, चतुर बिरंच दीन मोहि सोई। दशरथ तनय राम लघु भाई, दीनी मोहि विधि बारी बढ़ाई। तुम सब कहो तुम सब कहो कढ़ावन टीका, राय राजु सबही कहनी का। उतरु देयु केहि विधि केहि कहे कहूँ सुखेन जथारुचि जेहि। होहि कुमातु समेत विधि आई, कहो कहि के कीनि भलाई। मोह बिनु को सच मोह बिन को सचराचर माही। जय सिया राम प्राण प्रिय नाही। परमहानि परमहानि सब कहाँ पढ़ लागू। अदिल मोर नहीं दूषण गाऊं। संशयशील प्रेम बस आहूं। सबुई उचित सब जो कछु कहूं। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम। राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम। राम राम सिया राम ओ भज ले राम राम सिया राम। भज राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम। राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम। राम राम सिया राम ओ भज ले राम राम सिया राम। भज राम राम सिया राम भज राम राम सिया राम। भज राम भज राम भज राम भज राम। भज राम भज राम भज राम भज राम। भज राम भज राम भज राम सिया राम। भज राम भज राम भज राम भज राम। राम से बड़ा राम का नाम। 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 मुझे राखो शरण में दे गुरुदेव 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 गुरुदेव।
श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नव कंजलोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम्। कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नव नील नीरद सुंदरम। कंदर्प अगणित पथ पीत मानहु नौमि जनकसुतावरम् नवकञ्जलोचन कञ्जमुखकर कञ्जपद भजु दीनबन्धु दिनेश दानव दैत्यवंशनि नन्दनं भजु दीनबन्धु दानव दैत्यवंशनि नन्दनं रघुनन्द आनन्द कन्द कौशल चन्द दशरथ नन्दनं श्रीराम कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुण सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदारु अंग विभूषणं सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदारु श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणं नवकञ्जलोचन कञ्जमुख कर कञ्जपद कञ्जारुणम् इति वदति तुलसीदास शङ्कर शेषमुनिमन रञ्जनम् इति वदति तुलसीदास शङ्कर शेषमुनिमन रञ्जनम् मम हृदय कञ्जनिवास कुरु कामादिखलद गञ्जनं श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणं नवकञ्जलोचन कञ्जमुख कर कञ्जपद कञ्जारुणम् श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रवौ दशरथ अजिर बिहारी
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई प्राण जाए वरु वचन न जाई।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
साधु साधु सदन सुख सारी, सुमिरहि राम देहि गनिगारी।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
नहीं कलि करम न भगति विवेकु, राम नाम अवलंबन एकु।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
राम एक तापस्ती अतारी, नाम कोटि खल कुमति सुधारी।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
बरे भाग मानुष तन पावा, सुर दुर्लभ सब ग्रंथ निगावा।
श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
गुरु बिनु भवनिधि तरई न कोई, जाऊ बिरंचि शंकर सम होई।
श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
उमा कहूँ मैं अनुभव अपना, सत हरि भजन जगत सब सपना।
श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय
राम। श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं, कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम्, उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम्, नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला, या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता, या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा, या श्वेतपद्मासना, या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता। सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती, सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती। निःशेषजाड्यापहा, गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः लोकाभिरामम् रणरङ्गधीरम् राजीवनेत्रम् रघुवंशनाथम् कारुण्यरूपम् करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगम् जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठम् वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 राजा
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी जिनके सत्संग गति अति प्यारी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
राम चरण रिज जब देखा तब निज जन्म फल कर लेखा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
सीता राम कोमल चित अति दीन दयाला कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
सीता राम चरण रति मोरे अनुदिन बढ़ऊ अनुग्रह सोरे
श्री राम जय राम
कोमल चित अति दीन दयाला, कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला।
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
रामचंद्र गुण बरन लागा, सुनत ही सीता कर दुख भागा।
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बोलो राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम।
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
हरे राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की Okay, let me welcome all of you tonight to this. We are about halfway mark, I think. Halfway mark for all of you. For me, no difference. When we left it last night, we saw Bharat finishing the final rites of the great king Dasharatji Maharaj, Antim Sanskar, Anteshti Sanskar. So many names are there for that. And Tulsidashi ended by saying that whatever was supposed to be offered, Bharat offered 1,000 times that thing. Some days passed, things simmered down. And then the Guru, Vasishta Maharaj, he called together the assembly, the ministers and all the leaders and all the various deputies of the king and so on. And of course, a very important matter had to be decided because now Rama is gone, King Dasharatji Maharaj is gone to Suralok, and now the kingdom is left kingless. Now it is not a kingdom, it is dumb. No king. So they called together the assembly and now everybody sat there. Baithe Rajasabha Sab Ai. Pathe Boli Bharat Do Bhai. Bharat and Shatrugna also. Bharat Vasishta Nikata Baithare. And the Guru made Bharat sit next to him. Like that. Niti Dharma Maya Bachana Uchare. And then the Guru spoke words that were along the lines of pure Dharma as given in Dharma Shastras, Niti Shastras and all. Tulsidashi describes now how he starts. This is about 3 chopais after 170. प्रथम कथा सब मुनि बरबरनी
श्री राम जय राम, Jaya Jaya Rama.
कैकई कुटिल की जसी करनी
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
भूप धर्म व्रतु सत्य सराहा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
जही तनु परिहरि प्रेम निवाहा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
जय रघुराम
Jaya Raghurama.
जय सीताराम
Jaya Sita
त्यावर रामचंद्र की जय प्रथम कथा सब मुनिवर बरनी the sage. And you have to see wonderful thing there. The sabha is called together by Guru Vasishta. The Guru calls together the sabha and then he speaks first. So he becomes the chairman of the sitting, or what you call the speaker of the house. He speaks. Prathama katha sab muni barani. And first he described which katha, first katha, kai kutil ki nijasi karani. Let's see what kutil only in Hindi. The vicious acts of Kai. Well, you know how else to describe. Kutil kini. All what malicious things she did like that. Kutilta is a word which Tulsidas uses so many, and in Bhakti Marg this word is prevalent. Kutilta. Kutilta is dementations of the mind. If you have to translate in English, this is how you'll get the best translation, closest. Dementations of the mind. So what Kutilta, that Kaikai did. First the Guru started with that in Sabha, now remember all the people. And in any case, the Guru need not start also because everybody knew already. That had spread far and wide. Everybody knew what Kaikai had done or not. Jasi Karani, as she did. Bhupa Dharma, then he spoke. Bhupa Dharma Bratu. How the king held to Dharma. Which Dharma? Raghukula Riti Sada Chali Aaye. Pran Jai Varu. Bachan na Jai. Satya Sarah. How he held to truth. Because I gave the word. And everybody is saying, here in Ramayana and everywhere we say that the king banished Ram. No? The king never told Ram to go. Huh? You go. So also the king never told Ram, don't go. Ram heard the boon requested by Kaikai and he went, knowing that the father also will not say, don't go and break his word. That is the idea. Jehitanu parihari premani baha. And how the king, all things he is telling now. First, how the king held to Dharma. Then, how the king died in separation from Ram. How he protected his love for Ram like that. Kahata Rama gunasil subhau sahaja nayana pulake muni rau. And sajala nayana pulake muni rau. Saying the whole thing, even the Muni cried. Sage Vasishta. Bahuril lakhana siya priti bakhani sok saneha magana muni gyani. And speaking about the great love of Sita, Rama, Lakshmana and all that, the Muni speaking to the Sabha got immersed, drowned, lost in that recounting. Sunahu Bharat bhavi prabala. But then, see, the one thing you have to pay attention to, and I spoke about this in the beginning, that we should not study Ramayana and then after studying Ramayana, we end up in our heart with hatred. Hatred for KK, but then why you read Ramayana? You studied Ramayana and you came out of that 108 days and you were left with what? Hatred in your heart. So now when we hear something like this, the Guru Vasishta, he is relating the kutilata of Kaikeyi. It is not for hatred or anything, or out of hatred or any such thing, out of anger, nothing. I told you, Sanatana Dharma is real religion. It is not religion up in the sky and idealistic this and idealistic, it's real. I told you, many, many times I have told that this world is made up of what in this Ramayana is called many times as Suguna, Guna and Aguna. Guna, Aguna is made up of good and evil. That is the duality of the world. But you didn't make it, you found it like that. Na? There is health and there is disease. From birth we have been having both. From birth I have been having health and disease. You made it or what? No, we didn't make it. From birth we have been experiencing things like joy and sorrow. And like that, the pairs of opposites, everywhere, all pervasive. Sarva Vyapi, pairs of opposites. And just like that, you'll see in the scriptures also divided. You'll have both. What is there? Devatas, Asuras. Well, this duality, Dvandva it is called, this Dvandva is not absent anywhere. Then, when we think about things like Swarga and Narak, right? There's a Dvandva. You have to make sure that you remove all the cobwebs from your thinking also. Swarga and Narak. So, what we usually think is, or if you translate in English, very bad translation, but just to use the English words, heaven and hell. Huh? If you think like that. And here is all joy, and here is all sorrow. No such thing is possible. No such thing is possible. In order for the sansar to manifest, in order for a universe to manifest, the two must be there. And therefore, if you read now of Swarga, all the stories of Indra and Vayu and Agni and all of them, you will see as much as they have so much of joy and so much of, power and wealth and so much of privileges and freedoms and this and that, as much as they have all of that, in the same way, they have tremendous sorrow also. They have been beaten out. Indra has been beaten out many times and thrown out from the... Mahabali went and sat on his throne like this. You get lost. Indra became a vagrant. Huh? So just as you see there's joy and everything there is also sorrow. All of them went to in this Ramayana itself, it started like that. All Prithvi and all the Devatas, they went to Bhagwan and they told, we cannot bear this. Ravan had all of them like that standing. Yes, Ravan, what next? Tell us what to do. We'll see in Sundarkand. Ravan had all of them in bondage. So they had terrible misery. So they went to beg to Bhagwan. How they got sharp and all of them will become old. That's why they went and they churned the ocean to get Amrit. You see? And in Narak also, if you think, next size. It cannot be all sorrow. In Narak, there will be the boss and he will laugh and he sees somebody burning in Kumbi Paka. He getting joy there. Kumbi Paka is in the boiling ghee and they dip you like that. Kumbi Paka. So when the fellow who is dipping, he is good for you. He gets joy from that. Isn't it? So there will be joy there also. Don't think it is. The pairs of opposites have to be there everywhere. So, when Vasishtha Maharaj is talking about the kutilta of Kaikeyi, Vasishtha Maharaj is a sage of great balance and equilibrium, but great love for Bhagwan also. That is why he had come in that family, because he knew Bhagwan will take birth in that family. It is not that he is doing it out of hate or anger or any such thing. It is, he is just relating a truism about the world, that there are people in the world who will do demented things. And there are people in the world who will do nice things. Just to relate something doesn't require hatred or anger. You see? It is pure relating. So he's telling itihas, story of all what happened that led to this sabha sitting now. And he's just relating like that. Oh, this is the kutilta which Kaikeyi did. And such thing happened, and he's going on. Just pure relation. Otherwise what? You will end up only relating half of phenomena. You will leave out half of phenomena. That's not complete account, you see. He's just relating. So we should not think, even look. He said, Kaikeyi did this kutilta. Even Vasishtha Maharaj hates this Kaikeyi. Who wouldn't hate her? Not like that. That is not to be read like that. Eh? So he told all of that, and Sunahu Bharat, Bhavi Prabal, and I'm telling that because now see, he's speaking now in this Doha, and he's explaining to Bharat. Bharat, Sunahu, listen. Bhavi Prabala. Destiny is most powerful. Destiny is most powerful. Bilakhi kahu Muni Nath. The Muni also, because he also is paining to see Rama go to the forest. So he also had pain in his heart. Hani labh jivan maran. Loss and gain. Hani labh. Jivan maran. Life and death. Maranu. Jasu apa jasu. Means fame and infamy. Bidhi hath. All in hands of providence only. And that is Prabhala. So, asa bichari, therefore I tell him, asa bichari, kehi deya doshu. Byaratha kahi para kijiya rosu. The pure teaching of Sanatana Dharma coming from the sage's mouth. What is that? Thinking like this, don't give any blame to anybody and don't get angry with anybody. This is the teaching of the saints. So he said, but Swamiji, you yourself just told that there are pairs of opposites. So if sometimes I get joy, sometimes I'll have the other anger. Sometimes I'll love, I'll have hatred also. And I'm just participating in Prakriti. I'm not doing any. No, we say, look here. I have one goal only as a sadhaka. My goal is mukti. Okay. My goal is mukti only. And if I choose the things which is on the dharmic side, the things which are prescribed by Shastra, if I choose this side, then I will move quicker towards my goal. I should not make any effort to develop the others. You know why? No effort is required, they'll come. Anybody ever train you to get angry or what? You had classes in preschool? This is how to get angry. They come by themselves. They have to train how to develop love and, how to respond to people nicely and how to have etiquette. And they have to train this side. Nobody trains that side. We're born with them. There were classes in lying. When you steal the Milo. Who steals the Milo? Not me. Who? You had classes in that? No. So then I have to make no effort on this side. I have to make effort on the side of the gunas. Develop the gunas. Those, they will come. That's just like you leave anything. You leave your yard untended, what will happen? Weeds and shrubs and everything will grow pika. Primpla everywhere. Fit? So, since my goal is mukti, I have to develop all the gunas. Asabichari, and therefore the sage is telling you, don't develop anger towards anybody and don't develop any hate and give dosh, means. Taat bicharu karahu mana mahi soch jog dasarath nripu nahi. Means, now, don't worry about the king. Worry about what? Now, the sage goes on to tell the things that we should really worry about. And what is the approach he tells? You know, there are the 4 castes: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And then there are the Dharma, Ashrama Dharma, the ashramas. There is a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprasthi, then Sannyasi. He gives many lines. He gives a whole dissertation to the whole sabha there. When this Brahmana is not doing what he is supposed to do, when this Kshatriya is not doing what he is supposed to do, when this Vaishya is not doing what he is supposed to do, when the Shudra is not doing what he is supposed to do, then we should worry. About the king going, we should not worry, because the king lived a good life, earned so much of merit. He had for his own son Rama, and he showed to the world what real bhakti is. That if Rama goes, I go. So there's no need to worry about the king. And in this long section, he tells that this is what you should worry about. Varnashrama Dharma, if that is not done properly, in a long section. Then, after the whole dissertation and all the lecture to Bharat and the whole sabha there, then after now 173, see, he concludes. सब प्रकार भूपति बड़ भागी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बादी विषाद करिए देहिया
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बादी विषाद करिए देहि लागी
श्री राम जय जय राम
यह सुनी समुझी सोच परिहरहु
श्री राम जय राम
सिर धरि राज रजाय सुकरहु
श्री राम जय राम
राय राज पदु तुम कहु दीन्हा
श्री राम जय राम
पिता बचनु फुर चाहिए कीन्हा
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय सब प्रकार भूपति बड़ भागी. From all sides the king was very fortunate. Badi vichad, useless to, no use lamenting over the king. This is something general. No use lamenting at all. Because lamentation will not bring back the person. Lamentation will not change his karma. Lamentation will not do anything. But still we say, if you have to lament, the best way to say that, if you have to let it out, let it out. What to say? If you have to cry, cry. But it doesn't do anything. For the person who is crying, it does something to that person. They let it out. That is all. Bhadibisha dukkariya tehi lagi. No need to lament that, uselessly. Yaha suni samuji sochu pariharahu. Listening to all of this, oh my dear Bharat, you drop all sorrow. And then what? No, finally. Sirdhari rajaya sukkarahu. Take the weight of this kingdom on your head and rule. That is literal meaning. Literal translation. Sirdhari means take it on your head. Take the weight of this kingdom on your head and you rule. So from here now onwards, this Rishi goes on, Vasishtha Maharaj is speaking, he is telling all of this. He goes on now to tell many ways, Raya Raja Padutuma Kahu Dinha. The king gave the kingdom to you. This the king actually said. He had told to Kaikeyi, if you all remember, he told to Kaikeyi, tomorrow we'll crown Bharat. Get him, we'll crown him immediately. But why you have to send away Ram? Like that. So the king had actually said, yes. So Raya, Rajapadu, Tuma, Kahu Dinha. The king gave the kingdom to you. Pita Bachana Pura Chahiya Kinha. And so you have to now fulfill your father's words. You have to see all of the lines spoken by the Guru. And this portion of Ramayana is not very easy to figure out. Lots of thinking is required. And the thinking has to be done, let me tell you now. The thinking has to be done, or the whole thing will be resolved only if you really study the character and nature, the swabhav of Bharat. If we don't understand the nature of Bharat, this portion of Ramayana will not be understood. This portion of Ramayana is really to highlight the nature of Bharat. Bharat is Prema Murti. Prema Murti means Bharat is the incarnation of Prem, love. And so if we don't understand Bharat, we will not understand this portion of Ramayana. We will see now. I am telling now, so you just look out. Nripai bachana priya nahi priya prana. That the king, Vasishtha Maharaj is telling, the king loved his words more than he loved life. And so, to keep the word, he gave life. Karahutata pitu bachana pravana. And so since the king loved his word so much and died for his words, you should keep his word because he gave the kingdom to you to rule. This is strong argumentation of the Guru. So first of all, he is telling from the standpoint of the word given by the king. It means you have a duty to fulfill. In other words, he's trying to convince Bharat. You have a duty to fulfill, and that is to upkeep the words of the king. This first thing. Because the king died for his word, and you are his son. Why should you not upkeep his word? Second thing is, all of this is being told by the Guru. So in the tradition also, when the Guru said, because just now when they had gone to call Bharat from his Nana's place, right? That time, is the Vasishtha Maharaj who had sent. And he said, you go there, told the Dutas, you go there and tell Bharat that the Guru has sent for you. The Guru has sent for you. And second thing, don't mention anything to him about Dasharatha Ji Maharaj dying. This was the order from the Guru. So when Bharat heard there, that word of the Guru surpassed even the word of his father. He came immediately. You see? So all of this is being told by the Guru now. Karahu siis dhari bhupa rajai. Hai tuma kaha sab bhanti bhalai. If you keep the words of the king, all will be good for you. He's giving good argument. And then he tells, now he gives example of Parashuram, who had killed his mother on the orders of his father. Parashuram. Tanaya jajatihi yaubana dayau. And Yayati, he quotes. Yayati had son Puru. And all long story is there. Yayati had asked his son for his youthfulness. And Puru gave. Puru became old. And Yayati became young again. Like that. So how he gives example of sons in Ramayana, in Puranas, how they followed their father's words without asking himself. Anuchita, uchita, vicharu taji, je palahi pitu ben. Those who don't think whether the father's word is anuchit or uchit, means the father's words are good or not good, and follow just like that. Te bhajana sukh sujasuke. They become vessels of joy, and sujas means fame. Basahi amarapati ain, and they go to Swarga. So Vasishtha Maharaj is giving all strong lecture to Bharat to try to convince him. Veda vidita sammata sabahi ka je pitu dei so pavai tika. Vedas say that whoever the father gives the kingdom, that one is the correct one. That one is the one who is supposed to rule. It means what will be in Bharat mind. He's trying to remove every doubt that is possible in Bharat mind. So I am the younger son. The older son is supposed to be king. He said, no, the Vedas say, whoever the father gives, that is the one who should rule. Karahu raj pariharahu galani manahu mor bachan hit jani. You pay heed to my words and you rule this kingdom. He ends, see, 2 lines down. He said, if you rule, all Kausalya and all the queens will be happy, all the people of Ayodhya will be happy, everybody will be happy. There is nobody who is objecting to your rulership. Param tumhar Ram karjani.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
So sab vidhi tum san bhala mani.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Saupe huraj Ram ke aaye.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Seva karehu sneha suhaye.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Raghu Rama.
Jai Raghu Rama.
Jai Sita Rama.
Jai Sita Ram.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Very interesting chopper I want you to do. Those people who know the great relationship between you and Ram, so sababidhi tumas sana bhala manihi. They know how close you and Ram are. All of them will say, it is absolutely fine. You rule the kingdom because you're like Rama only. That is the idea. But the next line is very interesting, and I want you to see that now. Sau pehu raj ram ke aaye seva karehu saneha suhaye. Vasishta Maharaj is given a long list of reasons why Bharat should rule this kingdom. At the end of all of this now, after giving all of it, trying to convince Bharat why he should rule this kingdom, he ends by saying, and when Ram comes back, you can give the kingdom back to Rama and you can serve him. No, he just cancelled all of his he himself said that Dasharath Maharaj has given the kingdom to you. Now why are you telling when Ram comes back, you will give the kingdom back to Ram? The only reason why this could happen is Vasishta Maharaj knew from the beginning, Bharat does not want this kingdom. He does not want this kingdom. So even without Bharat saying a word, he gives a long argument why Bharat should take the kingdom and rule the kingdom. Everybody wants him and this and that. And then in the end, without Bharat saying a word, without Bharat replying, he said, and then when Rama comes, you can give it back. Because he knew that is what Bharat wanted in the first place. That Rama should be the... And Bharat did not say. But the Guru knew. Seva karehu saneha suhaye. And then you can do seva for Ram. You can be Rama's able assistant. Then, Kijiya Guru yasu avasi kahahi sachiva kar jori Raghupati aaye uchita jasa tasa tabakarava bahuri. All the ministers who were present in the sabha, in the assembly, all of them, they conferred with, they agreed with the Guru, and they also said, you please follow the word of the Guru. All the ministers told to Bharat, please follow the words of the Guru. See, everybody's falling back finally on what? The Guru's words. The ministers not saying the king's words. Everybody's falling back on the Guru's words. So to convince Bharat, all the ministers said, please follow the Guru's words, because they know this is the strongest, this might be the strongest argument to get Bharat to take the kingdom. And Raghupati aaye, and when Bhagwan comes, uchit jasa tasa tabakaraba bahuri. They're not saying, and ministers are not saying like the Guru said. What? The Guru said, when Rama comes, you will give back the kingdom to him. They said, when Rama comes, whatever you see fit, you do. Because they don't have the authority of the Guru, you see. Kausalya dharidhira jakahi, and Kausalya ji was there also. She now mustered up some strength and she said, Put patya gura ayasu ahi. My dear son, you follow strictly the words of the Guru. Now see all of them falling back on the Guru. So, Adarya Karya Hita Mani Tajiya Vishad Kala Gati Jani. It's not a time for sorrowing and all that. You pay attention to every word which the Guru said and you hold on to it. Bana Raghupati, Bhagwan has gone to the forest. Then Surapati Naranahu, the king, has gone to Indralok. Tuma ehivanti tat kada rahu. And now this is not time for you to back out. Parijana, Praja, Sachiva, Saba Amba, all the mothers, the ministers, all the people of Ayodhya, all the relatives, family, everybody. Tumahi Sutta Saba Kaha Avalamba. Now they are all looking on you for support. Now how all strong arguments from all of them. Gurke Bachana Sachiva Abhinandanu Sune Bharata Hiya Hita Janu Chandanu. Now Bharat now listened to all of them. And all of them gave strong arguments now. Suni Bahori Matu Mridubani, listening to the nice words of the Guru, and then his mother, Sila Saneha Sarala Rasa Sani. So well mixed with so much of love and concern for everybody. Bharat now, listening, replies, Tulsidashita. भरत कमल कर जोरी धीर धुरंधर धीर धरी बचन अमिय जनु बोरी देत उचित उत्तर सबही सियावर
रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय
Bharat Kamal Kar Jori, putting his lotus hands together. See how Tulsidas describes also. Lotus hands we say for Bhagwan Ram. Lotus hands of Sita ji. Now Bharat. Bharat Kamal Kar Jori, putting his lotus hands together. You can see the reverence Tulsidas ji also has for Bharat. And I'll tell you why, one reason why, and then we'll see this in the coming days, because Vanagaman of Ram Bharat Milap will come. He's going to the forest to meet Ram, and we'll go into more depth in all of that. But if there is one character in this Ramcharitamanas who Tulsidas ji identifies with, it is Bharat. In other words, whatever bhav, whatever feeling, whatever unfathomable love that Bharat has for Ram, Tulsidas ji had that. And so there is a oneness in the character from this standpoint between Tulsidas ji and Bharat. That intense love. That is why I told we've been seeing so many days that Tulsidas ji does not like anybody who does anything to Ram. And now see here also how Bharat doesn't like. Nothing means anything to him if Ram is absent from that. He himself will tell just now. So, he identifies very strongly, and you can see now, he will not tell, you go and you see from here to the end of Ramayana. Hanumanji put his hands together when he meets Ram, or Lakshmanji, but he will not put lotus hands. But for Bharat he puts in Kamala Karajori. Because he is, I told you, not Prema Murti. He is a very incarnation of love, Bharat. Dheer Thurandhar Dheer Dhari. He now pulled all his strength together and Bachana Amiya, words, nectarine words, Janubori, Det Uchit Uttar Sabahi. And he gave a most fitting reply to the whole Sabha, who consisted of all the mothers and consisted of all the ministers and gurus and everybody, Vamadev and Vasishta Maharaj and everybody was there. Mohi Upadesa Dini Guru Nika, the Guru has given me very good Upadesh, very good teaching. Praja, Sachiva, Sammat Sabahika, and all the people here present and all the ministers, they all confer with the Guru. Then Matu Uchit Dhari Ayasuddinha, the mother has given me good command and all of that. Avasisi Sadhari Chahau Kinha. And I bow my head to everybody, and I pay reverence to every Guru Pituma to Swami Hitabani Sunimana Mudita Kariya Bhali Jani. Those who listen to the words of Guru, Mother, Father, Ityadi, Uchita ki, Anuchita kiye Vicharu, Dharma jai Sirap Mataka Bharu. And they don't follow. It's a big, big sin. But listen to my feeling. Bharat tells his own feeling. तुम तो देहु सरल सिख हो सोई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
जो आचरत मोर भल होई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
यद्यपि यह समुझत हऊँ नीके।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
तदपि होत परितोषु न जी के।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
अब तुम विनय मोरी सुनी लेहु।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
मोहि अनुहतत सिखावनु देहु।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
उतरु देउ क्षमभ अपराधु।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
दुखित दोष गुण गुणहीन साधु।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
जय रघुराम।
जय रघुराम।
जय सीताराम। जय सीताराम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। तुम तो देहु सरल सिख सोई. You all gave me nice simple teaching, nice guidance and all of that sort of thing. Jo acharat mor bhala hoi. Thinking that it will bring good benefit to me if I follow. He is telling whole sabha. Jadyapi yaha samujata how nike. Even though I think that it is all good, but and based on this, I mean, this 1/4 of a chopai. Quarter of a chopai has to be studied so much. Now see, what is Bharat, this quarter? Tadapi hot paritoshu najike. Everybody gave all argumentations, all reasons, and starting from the guru to the mother to all the ministers, everybody gave a long dissertation and all about why it is proper that I take this kingdom and rule and all of that, right? But Bharat finishes that whole thing in quarter of a chopai. None of this thing sits properly with my heart. Done. None of it sits properly in my heart. Now that is a big, big, big statement. And that just dissolved the word of guru, the word of father, word of mother. Would that dissolve? Everything. And why it doesn't sit properly with his heart? Because you are brought up in a family where you know from childhood, Rama is my idol, Rama is my ideal, Rama is the one I look up to. Rama is going to be king one day, I will get to be his servant. You are brought up like that. And suddenly one day everything changes. How that is going to sit with his heart? And then the Bharat type, Bharat is a bhakta of the Lord. A bhakta cannot go beyond Bhagwan also. So in quarter of a chopai, he tells the whole thing and tells it so profoundly also. अब तुम विनय मोरी सुनी लेहु मोहि अनुहरत सिखावन देहु. Now you all listen to what I am going to tell. And if I am telling wrong thing, then you guide me properly. Tell how humble also. Utaru dev chamaba aparadhu. And you forgive me if I say anything unbecoming. Dukhita dosha guna ganahi na sadhu. Sadhus don't hold a person who is suffering from sorrow guilty. The one who is suffering from any sorrow, you know that. So, all of you wise people, you will not hold me guilty of anything. In 177, the thing that was there in his heart, let me see, the one statement which he made just now is the culmination of a whole lot of things in his heart. सुरपुर सिय राम बन करन कहूँ मोहि राजो राम करन कहूँ मोहि राज एहि ते जानहु मोर हित कैयापन वर काज सिया वर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम. He asked all of them a very, very interesting question. Pitu Surapura Siya Ram Bana. My father has gone to Surapur, Indralok. Then Siyaram Bana, Sita Ram have gone to forest. Karana Karahu Mohi Raju, and you all are telling me to take this kingdom. Ehite Janahu Morahita ki apana barakaju. You all are telling me to take this kingdom. Is this for your benefit or for my benefit? And there's also a very interesting thing. Yeah? All people have to be very, very much aware of this. Whether we are telling the other person, especially parents and children to parents also. Wife to husband, husband to wife, everybody. When we tell the other person, we are telling for my benefit or for their benefit. And this thing runs throughout life. We know that the best, How? I'll tell you how. Sannyasis eat here, sannyasis eat there, sannyasis eat there. So when we go, we get to eat what the people in that house like. Correct or not? They don't know what is sannyasi like. We get to eat what they like. But nowadays things changing a little bit. They'll call and find out. You know where it is seen most starkly? Let me tell you something. All children grow up eating what the mother likes. Correct or not? All children grow up eating what the mother likes. So in certain houses, you'll get this food, because the mother liked that. And we have a very nice thing also. Nowadays when I go to different houses and all, the husbands tell me, they say, Swamiji, you must come a little more often. The more often you come, the better food I'll get, You can come a little more often. But Bharat asked a very, very pertinent question, and this is something which is prevalent in life in general. We actually take less time to find out what are the wishes of the other person, what are the feelings of the other person, what are the likes and dislikes of the other person. That we take less time to find out. And if you notice here, nobody asked Bharat anything. It's just a long dissertation, long list of reasons why he should have been king. Not a question anybody asked. Beta, you want to be king or not? Tell from the beginning why we have all this meeting and thing. No. So, he asked this very, is it your wish or you're thinking about my wish? Hita hamar, and then he tells very nicely, see that. Hita hamar, siya pati sevakai, so hari leeni ma tu kutilai. My benefit really lies in doing seva for Ram. There's where my benefit is. And you all are telling me to take this kingdom. That is not for my benefit, that is for your benefit, you see. And that doing seva for Ram, that was stolen away by my mother's bad choices. Like that. Main anumani dikha manamahi, ana upaya mora hitan nahi. When I search my mind, I cannot see any benefit, any other good thing for me in this world except to go and do seva for Ram. Soka samaj raj kehil lekhe lakhana ram siya banupada dekhe. This whole of Ayodhya here, everybody is all in misery. Everybody is having so much of sorrow here. And yaha soka samudaya rajya Lakshman Shri Ramachandra और सीता जी चरणों देखे बिना किस गिनती में इसका क्या मूल है? Everybody in this kingdom is suffering because nobody is having darshan of the feet of Sita Raman, Lakshmana. And so if I come and I sit on this throne, they are not having any joy in life because they are not having Ram, Sita, Lakshmana here. So if I sit on this throne, so people's joy will, sorrow will go away. They're not making any sense. The people's sorrow in Ayodhya is not as a result of anything except Ram has gone. So if I sit on this throne, well, that will send away sorrow. None of the argument are making sense. Badibas, and then he goes to tell so many things. If A is absent, B makes no sense. He gives many examples, you can go and see. So many he gives. Then Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Jau Ram Pahi Aaya Sudehu
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Ek hi aankh mor hit ehu
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Mohi nripa kari भल आपन चऊ।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा।
सो स्नेह जर ताबस कहऊ।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा।
जाऊं राम पही आय असु देहु, एक ही आंख मोर हित एहु. All of you now, give me permission to go and meet Bhagwan Ram. Give me permission to meet Ram. This is undoubtedly the only thing that will benefit me. And not what all of you are telling that will benefit. And all of you are telling that is good for me. Kai kai sua kuttila mati Ram vimukha gata laj. Tum chahat sukha moha basa mohi se adham ke raj. I already become the son of Kaikeyi. Means I was born to Kaikeyi. And Rama Vimukha, and I have now turned averse to Ram. Because of me, Ram got banished. And then Gata Laj, lost to shame. All sort of strong words he uses. Tuma chahat sukh moha basa. And all of you want joy by putting me on this throne. It is all delusion only. He tells him, Kahu sachu, I tell you truly, sab suni patiyahu, chahiya dharma seal narnahu. A king should have all great qualities. A king should have all virtues. A king should not be a papi like me. That is the idea. Mohiraju hati dehu jabahi rasa rasa tala jaihi tabahi. The moment you put me on this throne, this earth will become like rasatal. Rasatal means narak, one of the narak, hell. Bharat throughout the whole thing is seeing himself as responsible for Rama going to the forest. He is seeing himself at the root of that injustice which had happened. Mui saman kopa panivasu. Jehi lagi si Ram banabasu. Who is there a greater sinner than me? Who is the cause for Rama and Sita to go to the forest? Like that he goes on. Karanate. And not only that, how strong words in number 179. See. Karanate karaju kathina hoi to sunahi moro Ram hoi to sunahi mor pulis astite upalate loha karal kathor siya I'll tell you the meaning of the Doha and then you try to figure out it. Karanate karuj katin. But the effect is always more hard, tough, coarse than the cause. Hoi dos nahi more. The effect is not mine. See, kulis asti te upalate loha karal kathor. That the thunderbolt is much more hard than the bones from which they were made. And he's referring to the story of the Dichi. The Dichi had given his bone to make the thunderbolt. Remember that story in Puranas and all. And the next example he gives, Upalate loha. And iron is made from stone, means iron ore. So the iron ore is soft, iron real hard. So the cause is soft and the result or the effect is real hard. And that connected to what? I am the effect, Kaikai is the cause. So Kaikai fine. Kaikai better, all you want to put me. It is such a cost, iron-hearted person like that. How much of this, all this blame he takes on himself? Graha grahita puni bata vasa. Tehi puni bichi mar is the last doha. Tehi piyaya baruni kahukaha upachar. A person who is, this is where Swami Vivekananda Ji Maharaj got this from. He says, a person who is grahagrihita punibata vata vasa, who is affected or whose personality is taken over by an evil spirit. And then he's suffering from wind pain. Then a scorpion sting him. Then he drink a bottle of alcohol. That person who is in that condition, and you're trying to put him on a throne, that is any medicine? That's what he means. Kahu kaha upachar. That is the medicine to put him on the throne. That will kill him. That is the idea. Well, this is our last doha for tonight, but Bharat has already hinted what he wants to do. Okay, we'll see tomorrow what he wants to do, and I'll tell you some of the symbolism from Tulsidas ji only. There's tremendous symbolism. I'll give you a hint. Yes, so that you'll come back tomorrow. The symbolism is Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean. Okay, we'll see that tomorrow. Today's let me tell about tomorrow's satsang. Under the people tree, ashram in Arangwes. Under the people tree in Arangwes. You find the people tree. And we'll be there. A very special thank you again to Gireesh ji and Shri Durnath ji for coming, and Gireesh ji came and chanted Rama. He's been chanting nicely everywhere. Okay. Today's token will be received by Mrs. Bahadur Singh in honor of her late daughter's birthday today. Mrs. Bahadur Singh and his family lost a nice, wonderful soul some years ago. And she and the family are remembering. Okay. Oh yes, today was half of 108. We survived. Only half more to go. Hanuman Puja, right here. We'll have 108 Bedis lined up like this, 16th of April. Call the office to book your Bedi. From the 20th to the 25th of July, we're having our camp here at the ashram, residential camp. You have to come here and stay. And it's first come, first serve. What's that? First come, first serve? Okay. Musings of a master. Teachings of great Swami Tapovanji Maharaj, who is Guru of our Guru. He was a great sannyasi, traditional type sannyasi, who didn't come down from Himalayas and all, stayed there only, and lived in the traditional style. Taittiriya Upanishad, we chant all the time, long Upanishad. So the whole teaching of the Taittiriya Upanishad is there by Gurudev. And Shiva Shiva Namah Shivaya for children. Please see our bookstall. And Ramayana is there also. Only few left. Okay. Have something on your way out. Compliments the Bahadur Singh family. Thank you very much to Mrs. Sintra Bahadur Singh and the whole family. Okay. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी. यावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादिशेष अरु सारद बरनी पवन सुत कीरति नीति.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी.
यावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस सार अंश सम्मत सब ही.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी.
यावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी. व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी काव्यभूषुंड गरुड़ तेई.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी.
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस फीकी सुबह सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती. दलन रोग भव मूरी अमीकी दात मात सब विधि तुलसी की.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी.
श्री राम जय भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वजः मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षं मङ्गलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव।